What up? What up? It's your boy, the whitest Puerto Rican you know, here at your favorite podcast that you listen to out of the 2 million in the world, SuperSour. Welcome to another banger, boys. If you're keeping up, you know that it's Pops of the Day, and our Pops of the Day are Batman, Venomized Loki. If you're also keeping up, you know that I'm always wearing different socks. Socks today, boom, superhero socks. Superman, Aquaman. Now you're all caught up with everything that we do on a daily here. And if you're not keeping up, now you will. You'll go back and be like, oh shit, they do have different pops and socks on every time. The socks are new, though. But you'll see. Now when you're watching, you'll be watching this video, but after you watch the video that's 10 episodes from this, you'll be able to come back to this and be like, whoa, this is meta. So you might be wondering, why is Joe wearing his Venom shirt again? Why is Batman and Venomized Loki on the table? The Venom thing has nothing to do with anything. I just don't have many Marvel things. We're here today to talk about two things. Batman, the Batman, and Morbius. Why are we talking about the Batman and Morbius? Because they're hot movies. Batman just hit HBO Max at this point in time frame, and Morbius. Morbius just came out April 1st, I believe. So we're going to go see Morbius today. We're going to take a break in recording, and we're literally going to go watch it and then come back and give you the opinions on the movie. Obviously, Jared Leto is highly scrutinized, so we'll see. I have high hopes, though. But we're here to talk about Batman, because I'm getting really pissed off about the Batman, okay? I'm hearing a lot of opinions on it. I'm watching too much where people have opinions, and their opinions just aren't valid, okay? So there's going to be, if not already, we're saying now, disclosure spoilers. There's going to be a lot of spoilers in this. If you haven't seen the Batman already, stop this, go watch it. I don't normally tell people to stop watching these videos, but don't watch this anymore if you plan to watch it. If you don't plan on watching it, but you're interested to hear some takes on it, some other takes, stick right here, because I got hot takes. I'm seething with takes right now. I got so many takes. I can take you out. I can take you out. I can take so many people out right now. I got takes. Ooh. Okay, let me start by saying this. A lot of people are giving their opinion on the Batman movie who don't, Hollywood. You don't know Batman. You don't know. People get to go like this. Well, I grew up on Batman. I watched Adam West. I watched I watched Batman with Michael Keaton, you know. Okay, so what? That makes you aficionado, and all of a sudden every Batman sucks now? You question them about it, and that's the thing. You question them about it, then they get all like, dude, it's not that serious. I'm like, oh, but it is, because you're making a very blanket statement to the world about a movie being bad. You're giving people false information about something when you don't know. So here's my thing, Hollywood, and people who are like people from Hollywood. If you go see these superhero movies that you're just going to go see because it's the new hot movie out and everybody's talking about, you don't get an opinion. You don't. If you're not up to date with at least anything in the comics or the video games or anything in the stories for any of these guys, you don't get an opinion. It's over. Okay? Watch the movie. I'm not telling you can't watch the movie. I don't write those rules. I write these rules. Those rules, you can go watch the movie. Don't get online in front of a camera and spew your shitty opinions because you don't care. You're hearing it from somebody who cares, just in case. Just in case you're still here right now, you're hearing it from somebody who cares, all right? So it's going to be really hot. Getting hot in here already. We might have to turn the AC on. We turned the AC off for this podcast. We might have to turn it on. Mm-hmm. Coming hot out the gates. So right off the back, you don't get an opinion. So let's talk about the movie for the people who are here now, who have either seen it already and want to know, and then also maybe not, but also want to see some hot takes. So I take some of these opinions that I'm about to talk on from other podcasts. I'm talking to you, Louis J. Gomez. I'm talking to you, Louis. You want an opponent for Ellis Mania? Look at this fucking rash guard, baby. You see this? You don't want this. We'll do a relay. We'll do a relay fight, Louis J. Gomez. Jiu-jitsu, judo, boxing. Better yet, let's do jiu-jitsu. Let's do jiu-jitsu, boxing. Yeah, let's just do jiu-jitsu and then boxing. If you can think of another one, bring it on, Louis J, because a lot of these opinions are from you. But they're also from other people who I just don't get your opinion. So let's talk. First thing, right at the back, people like to say, it's too brooding. It's too dark. That's literally what Batman is. Here's a picture of his suit, all black. Here's a picture of his suit, also all black. Here's a picture of him in an alley, also all black. Where did you get the disconnect after 95? 95, he became grunge and dark, and then somewhere y'all became disconnected. You guys are cool with it forever, right? You guys are so cool. Oh, he's such a badass, dude. He's so dark. But now all of a sudden, what? He's too dark for you guys. This movie is a murder movie. Let's talk about that. Let's say that. It's a murder movie, and it's awesome. It's so cool. The way that the Riddler kills people in this movie, it's so real to his character of just being like this person who's so not a murderer, but somebody who's on a break. And is also a genius who can put away these crazy puzzles. It's really funny. If you think he's too brooding, you're just like something I wrote here where you're hung up on old Batman. You're hung up on Adam West. You're hung up on the cartoons. That's long gone. You can still get that. They were making Adam West ones where he's silly. They have kid Batman cartoons where he's silly. You're an adult. Be an adult. I don't know what you want me to say. You're really gonna sit there and tell me that if Batman was on the big screen right now, you're gonna go pay $18 plus all the drinks and food to go watch him go, Jeepers, Robin, we need to stop this today. You're gonna tell me that's what you're gonna do. You're not. You're not. That's exactly right. And you know I'm right. You're clicking off because you get your finger off the X because you know I'm right. All right? You can't be that way. And to be fair, the creator of Batman himself said that he doesn't like the way Batman is. He said, I wrote a funny guy who was a charismatic billionaire. Yeah, well, guess what? That only plays in one way, and Marvel did it better. That's just it. It was good for you guys for a while. Marvel did it better. Hey, guess what we do better? A dark, brooding character who lost his parents and is the smartest and better than all the other superheroes around him. So what's the problem here? What else more do you want? You don't know. You're just bitching. Too brooding. Now we're hearing because it's Pattinson, he's too emo, right? He's too emo? What is it? I'm sorry. Is this 2006? I'm sorry. Is he? Well, to be fair, something in the wind. Which is a great song. But shouts out Nirvana. We love you here on this podcast. There's nothing emo about the movie. There's nothing like, honestly, in my opinion, it's the first Batman movie in a long time where he's not having an emotional, sad breakdown. Bale has a breakdown. Fucking Askren. I'm thinking of Ben Askren from the MMA. He looks like this. It's not a Batman. Ben Affleck had an emotional breakdown. Keaton did not have an emotional breakdown. Okay? We're going to have a separate episode where we talk about the best Batman, so I don't want to get too much into who's the best. Although, if you wanted my opinion, it's Ben Affleck, then followed by Robert Pattinson as a tie, because I love Ben Affleck. Okay? And I have a whole point about Ben Affleck, and we'll get onto that when we have the Battle of the Batmans, the BB. Look for that episode in the future. That's coming. There's nothing emo about this. I hear people say, he's got that makeup on. He takes the mask off. He's got that makeup on. What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you like football? You like football? Do you not like America? Because that's what they do in football. That's exactly what they do in football. They put the black makeup. I don't even know what that stuff is. Do you know what that stuff is? What is that stuff? Right. And let me say something. Who are you going to compare it to? All the other Batmans? Let me ask you a question. How stupid did they look when they opened their eyes on that cow and it was just a bunch of, their skin color around it? He's being more incognitus. Oh, I'm sorry. Did Ben Affleck not have the same exact thing? I think he just had a mask under the cow, I think is what he did. He did a mask under the cow. You know what's weirder than being a billionaire who has to fight crime at night because he lost his parents when he was a child? pretending to be that billionaire who has to fight crime at night because he lost his parents as a child. Super weird. So just throw the fucking makeup on and make it look more realistic. He looks so cool. So, okay. So we covered a lot of this shit, and I really want to get into. If you're tired of the story of Batman, that's Batman, baby. That's like saying you're tired of the story of Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man, baby. Here's the thing where Spider-Man has the leg up on Batman. Batman doesn't have multiverse shit. It's just Batman. It's just Batman. Batman is just Batman. You got Spider-Man stuff, you can get into different stories with different Spider-Mans. But my point is it's usually the same base story. So don't look for anything more. They're unfortunately, you guys like to blame everybody but the real root of the problem. The studios and these companies are the real reason why we're not getting consistency and we have to keep seeing the same bullshit. Okay? Because otherwise we should be going along in a story. Like how the Nolan series went. We had 3 of those. So let's talk about the movie itself, okay? Opening scene is my favorite scene of the whole movie. It's so good, okay? Pattinson has one of the best monologues. I think he's like the only Batman to do a monologue like that. I mean, except for I think Affleck had a monologue in his, or like he was talking over voice, but not as cool as Pattinson. So he's got the opening monologue, which leads into the opening fight, which is a problem that people had. Okay, first of all, it's not about if you're into fighting. If you have aggression in your heart, right, deep down, small one. Deep down, you got anger. You're frustrated about shit, but you don't let it out, right? Because you're just a normal human. You just do. To watch him just one hand punch a guy back and forth, and then use that same hand to hammer fist him on the ground is so beautiful. It's just an art of aggression that he just showed you. Because, yeah, he could have been like, I'm going to do some kung fu bullshit. But what's cooler, seeing that or him pounding the ground and them going, I'm vengeance. So then he's in the fight afterwards, right? He does the I'm vengeance. And then he gets into the fight. Slowly. I like that. Okay? He starts taking hits. It's year 2 Batman. He's not all, he's not. If you're going to try to make an argument like he should already have League of Assassins, that timeline is everywhere when he's done League of Assassins, okay? So he may not have that yet. And Batman takes hits. He'll take hits in order to get closer, in order to do a counter, in order to do any. And sometimes he just takes the hit because he's like, fuck, that whoops. You're thinking way down the line Batman, where he barely takes any hits, and if he does, it's literally because he has to, okay? Get over yourself. None of these superheroes are perfect. Every one of these superheroes in the movie have to be at a point where they're losing, okay? That's the whole point, okay? It wouldn't be a movie otherwise. Get over yourself. That scene's so badass, though. Man, I love that shit. I love ruthless aggression in this movie, and that's really it. He's not emo in this movie. He's not sad. He's ruthless aggression. He's vengeance. The writing on point. The actors. I'm vengeance. I don't have to deal with this the whole movie. This isn't what I have to deal with. Oh, it's so stupid. Somebody said when I was watching the movie, they go, I don't like that his voice just sounds the same. I'm like, he's making it a little bit lower. He's whispering a lot. I mean, he's disguising his voice. It's definitely different than when he's actually being Bruce Wayne. Get over yourself. Grow up. What do you want to hear this for the rest of your life? I'm Batman! It's so ridiculous. It's absolute. When you look back on it, you have to admit, it's ridiculous. Again, we won't do it too much. I'm saving a lot of these, but you're not hyped about the Nolan series. You're hyped about Ledger. You're hyped about Bane. That's what you're hyped about. Get over yourself, okay? I apologize if you're really deep fans of this. I said I'm going to say some things I heard. It's gonna hurt, but we have to get through this. We're almost there, and then we need to talk Morbius because we have to give it its fair shot. The casting, Penguin, they have used this movie I'm sorry. Were the other movies ever used to set up a TV show or anything else in the future? No. This one was with a amazing penguin. I mean, the Penguin's probably my favorite part because he's just. I was just talking about this earlier. I love the Penguin. He's probably my favorite Batman villain, and to see him played in that way, it's just, he's so sarcastic. He's such an asshole, but hey, beautiful, you looking for me? he's he's just so Penguin. That's Penguin. He's like, I kind of have a foot in this, but I don't really know. Penguin's always like just enough toes in the water to not be an issue for Batman, you know. And I don't know. You guys really got to give it up. If you can't go in there and watch it with all these other expectations and these other thoughts, okay? Go in there, give them a chance, give the movie a chance. It's slow. It's 3.5 hours. It's a murder mystery movie. It literally, their main character, the main villain is the Riddler. Okay? Sorry, it's not Jim Carrey tiptoe dancing around and doing his thing where he's giggling about everything. It's a serious movie. Take it seriously. And also, don't watch the movie an hour in and shut it off and then say you don't like it. That's bananas. Here, would you like a sundae? Because that's bananas. Do you want to split it? Because that's also bananas. That you would say that. That's wild to me. The Batman, you get 6 sour candies here at SuperSour. I think we've made a good point, though, and I'm sure I could do more. I'm sure there's more points I wanted to talk about. I have no doubt about it, but honestly, we're going to save you guys your ears, save you some time, because I still have to go get more drunk and go watch Morbius and then come back and tell you about that. Because I'm already seeing some negativity, and I'll tell you what, if it's true, hey, we'll talk about how it's true. If it's not, expect this heat, because we're going to have a transition. Maybe they'll say intermission. And then we'll be back. Okay, so here's the deal. Intermission went a lot longer than anticipated. And I'll be honest, your boy had a drink, and another drink, and a drink, and another drink, and then had some good food, and then I somehow ended up in bed. Somehow. At 9 p.m. too. So, in case you're wondering how my fucking sleep schedule's working right now, in bed by 9. Had nothing to do with the drinks. Nothing to do with the drinks. Did you know that Outback has a beer called the Big Bloke? Where you can get beers in a Big Bloke? It's a really big beer. I don't even know what size this is. They just tell you it's a Big Bloke. They don't like when you call it that, I don't think. I said it to the waitress and she was like, okay. Yeah, dude, I get it. Just say large. I don't want to risk it. You say large, and they're like, it's a big bloke. Sorry, that's like going to Starbucks and saying large, you know? Starbucks is scarred people. Not that I go to Starbucks. But we're here to not talk about any of that. Maybe we can. We're here to talk about Morbius. That's what we went and saw yesterday, so that way we can get a good review on Morbius. I don't know what the reviews are. I don't usually read reviews. I don't give a shit what a critic has to say about the movie. Reviews I know are usually thrown in my face, but I haven't seen any on Morbius yet. I will say that I've heard that theaters are pretty not packed for it. Our theater wasn't all too packed for it. There was a couple people in there though. So let me just start off by saying there will be some spoilers again. We'll throw up a spoiler alert around me. We already said in the beginning though, gonna be spoilers. The movie was incredible. I think it was PG-13. It must have been PG-13. Amazing. Let's just start by saying that the movie was already right at the back going to have a lot of high chance for scrutiny because of Jared Leto, our boy. He, had a bad run with Suicide Squad. Things could have gone better. Things could have gone worse. I don't know. We don't really talk about that anymore. But because of that, my point with this movie is that he gets to set the what is the standard for Morbius. There's no other Morbius around. It's just him. So if you're going to say something like what he's not doing, he's the one. You can't say that. He's pretty close to comic depiction. I mean, really close, actually. And so the point is, like, to start off, you can't even say, like, well, I think Leto. I'm like, well, you don't think Leto did anything. You think he played the role. The only way you would know if somebody could do it better if somebody else did it. And as long as Leto wants to keep doing it, and it sounds like he does, that's it. That's our Morbius. And it's going to be great because down the road, if we need a new Morbius, let's say Leto retires, they still need to do Morbius, then guess what? You're gonna scrutinize the hell out of that guy. You're gonna be like, no way he does it like Leto, man. No way. Leto is everybody knows this. He's an amazing actor. We all forget that because of Suicide Squad. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. He's an amazing artist, and he did Suicide Squad, and all of a sudden people just like put him in this bubble now. This movie is what I'd like to call a hot vampire movie. It's real hot. It's a lot of hot scenes in there. Not like there ain't no sex, but but it's pretty hot. Like, you know, if you like vampire, that's the thing. If you like Marvel movies, you're in. If you like vampire movies, you're in. If you like hot Marvel vampire movies, you're definitely in. The effects were 10 out of 10 in this movie. I love in the movie, he's got these, I don't know a lot about it, so a lot of it was new for me too. Like, I had known these things about, but seeing it in a movie depiction was really cool. So he's got like these, like, what would you call that? It's like kind of coming off of him when he's like moving around really fast. Like, yeah, exactly. Kind of like turning into smoke essentially. But it's really cool the way it falls behind him, and those are small things. And the movie is pretty heavily CGI'd for the most part. You know, him, his face, the faces of the vampire, the rat at one point. There's a couple things with CGI, but really on point CGI for what they had to do. They were like, we don't really have to do too much, so let's put a lot of effort into what this looks like. And I'm no CGI expert here. I'm just a guy at a table drinking coffee and telling you what I think about these movies. The truthful opinion. Remember that. Of a true fan who, even though I'm not a fan of Morbius, I don't really know. I'm somebody who's like, well, I'm not going to go in there and say I hate it just because I don't get it. Open my mind up, and at that point, when you do that, the movie's great from start to finish. There's a couple things that make you go like, oh, well, I wish they could explain that more there. I wish I could explain that more here. But at the end of the day, I like the movie, the fact that it's this tight hour and 44. These Marvel movies I get it. People really want really long movies nowadays, or they do or don't. I don't know. But 3.5 hours, that's so long to be in the theater, dude. That's way too long. Morbius is a nice tight hour 44. It's just a nice change of pace. It's not that they don't want movies to be 3.5 hours anymore. Just not all of them. Not every single one that comes out. Maybe just one that's like 2 hours. That's cool. Nice solid 2 hours and 5 minutes. So I know at the 2 hour mark, that's going to end, and it's just going to be all roll credits. Man. They did a cool thing in the movie where they kept calling back to Leto's career outfits. So there's a point where he's dressed in an outfit that looks exactly like from Mr. Nobody. There's a point where he's dressed in an outfit that looks like him from The Kill. There was another one, wasn't there? There was a third one, or was it just the 2 that we saw? Just the 2. So really cool, though, to see that. You're looking at it and you're like, that's the outfit from The Thing. You're doing the DiCaprio. I know that outfit. I know that one. Also, Al Madrigal was in the movie. Just put a picture of him up there. He was a famous comic, and now he runs All Things Comedy. I think they call it somewhere else. And I saw him, and I was like, I know him. I know that guy. Also, it's a surprise Fast and Furious movie. That's all I'm gonna say. Just a little inside there for you. Haters will hate this movie. Let's just say that. You can when I'm watching it, I'm blown away. I love every moment of it. I thought the fight scenes were awesome. I thought the drama was cool. The script was good. The enemy, the vampire. I don't want to spoil that. If you haven't seen the movie yet, let's just say that the villain vampire is amazing. It really, for a lot of people, I'm sure, makes the movie. If you don't know who the villain vampire is, and if you don't want to wait for it, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Google it if you want. Go see the movie. Go find get your pants blown straight off your fucking butt. Okay. Honestly, I really just wanted to come back to let you know how cool. Oh man, I just want to say that. I think I already touched on it, but the sonar that they do, the sonar for the bats in this movie, like for him having sonar, so cool. Put Spidey senses in the fucking dirt. I don't care. You get to hear that nice, loud, soothing echo at the sonar, and you start hearing the footsteps. Oh, it's nice. It was ASMR heaven in there when that was happening. That was tight. Go see it, especially go see it in theater. The way that the movie works, like with the feel, it's much better in theater. It'll be just as good as home, but no, it won't be just as good as home. What am I saying? Go see it in theater if you really want to get the full experience of this movie. But Super Sour here is going to give it a 10 out of 10 sour jelly beans, and we're telling you, go see this movie, man. Go see it. People are sleeping on it, so go enjoy the theater. It's going to be empty-ish, probably. Maybe not. Maybe people are going to start seeing this video and seeing other people's video and see how hyped the movie actually is. If you like vampires, if you like Jared Leto, if you like Marvel, if you like cool cameos, if you like cool villains, cool fight scenes, and if you like things linking up with Spider-Man, Super Sour highly recommends this movie. Cheers, guys. Have a good day.